Hi, this is Adrian.
And I'm Carrie.
And for this episode of the Scent Library, we are going to talk about spring cheapies. Yes.
So here we are in February, but I'm already thinking ahead to spring.
Yes.
Not only because I'm looking forward to the warmer weather, but I'm also thinking of some fragrances that wear well during spring and early summer. So these are spring or warm weather cheapies. And by that, what I'm kind of classifying that as things that are right around $50 mark or sometimes under that. So all of these, except one that I'll give a caveat to, are $50 or less, and I think they're really great.
Nice.
So let's get going with the first one is Milestone by Club de Nuit. And this is a clone, literally probably better than Creed Millésime Impérial.
Wow, better?
I think it's probably better. The better really comes from, they smell almost exactly alike. I can't really tell the difference when somebody puts it on and then I smell without knowing which one it is. Except that maybe I can tell that the Milestone seems to actually perform better and have a little bit more of certain things that are really nice. So yeah, so this one has top notes of red fruits, bergamot, and sea notes. It really has a sort of an oceanic smell. Sandalwood, violet, ambroxan, vetiver, and musk. And it just has this really nice sort of a seascape sort of a smell, but in a clean way, not a kind of a skanky, like stinky way. Well, because you know how some like seawater and stuff smells sort of yucky, like old seaweed and stuff. This smells like fresh, clean water, like in a Caribbean area or something. So this is really just a very, very nice one. And honestly, I own Millésime Impérial. I have a couple bottles of it. I would wear this one before I would wear the Millésime Impérial.
Oh, wow.
And it projects better. It lasts longer. Right now, you can get this one on Fragrance by Canada for about $37, on Joma Shop for about $28.
That's a deal.
It's a real deal. Or on Fragrance Net for around $37.
Wow.
And I think this is like 105 milliliters or something like that. So, hell of a deal. Okay, let's move on. Next one is another clone, but an amazingly good clone of an amazingly good fragrance. This is Fragrance World Moonlit Night. It is inspired by or a clone of Dolce & Gabbana Luminous Night. Luminous Night, if you can get a hold of it, I highly recommend that you grab a bottle of it. It's amazing and you won't regret it.
I think this one is a little less I think Moonlit Luminous Night, the original, is a little bit better than this one.
A little bit, yeah. It smells a little bit more like dates and stuff, and a little bit more gourmand in a kind of an Arabian sort of a way, or a Middle Eastern sort of a way. Yeah, this one has great notes in it. Top notes of black pepper, basil, bergamot, middle notes of dates, sage, geranium, and base notes of amber, incense, and sandalwood. And this just smells great. It's a wonderful warm weather type fragrance. It wears well in spring and in summer. And just an amazing choice. You can get this for around $37 on Fragrance by Canada. And right now I can't find it on Fragrance Net or the others, but Fragrance by Canada, $37.
Wow.
Hell of a deal. This one is a fairly unknown gem. America by Perry Ellis. Now, I think this is the one that's the America 2019. There's one from previous. It's an older version of it, and this one is kind of a Creed Aventus like one. It's not really meant to be a clone, but it does come kind of close because of the pineapple scent to it.
I don't think it has birch tar or something.
It does have birch, but it doesn't have the smoky sort of birch like the Creed does. Yeah, but if you smell it, it does give you the kind of the fruity top notes in the middle sort of.
It's fruitier than
than Creed Aventus.
Yes.
Yeah. So this one is about 27 bucks on Fragrance Buy. You can sometimes find it on Fragrance Net also, but it's right now available on Fragrance Buy for around $27. This one has top notes of pineapple, bergamot, white pepper, middle notes of rose, lavender, and base notes of amber, birch, and patchouli.
Okay.
So this is a great one to pick up. Next one, another on the clone list. This is Missoni Wave Jean Lowe Ombre. This is a clone or inspired by Louis Vuitton Ombre Nomad.
Oh.
And this one is what I like about this one is it's a kind of a spicy Middle Eastern, but it wears really well in spring, especially. It has some nice kind of green tones to it. Has top notes of lavender, patchouli, sandalwood, cedar, amber, incense, heart notes of melon, jasmine, and ginger, and base notes of lemon, grapefruit, pink pepper, bergamot, coriander, mint, and aldehydes. Really kind of weird that it says base notes of like lemon, grapefruit, and stuff, because those are the things you think that would go away pretty quickly.
Yeah, they usually are top notes.
Yeah, but this one, it has a sort of, it almost makes you think of oud at first, but I think it's the labdanum and the incense or something that is coming through there.
Yes, the labdanum.
And so all those other kind of fruity and herbal sorts of smells and stuff are really great for spring. This one you can catch for around 37 bucks on Joma Shop right now. I found it on eBay for around $60 or $70 though, so go with Joma Shop.
Okay.
Next one we're coming up on is Salvatore Uomo Signature. This one's a leather fragrance, and it has top notes of pink pepper, mandarin, and grapefruit, middle notes of cinnamon, cardamom, and cypress, and then base notes of tonka and leather, roasted coffee beans, and patchouli.
I took the cap off. Oh, it's a twist top.
Yeah.
Well, it has two things that...
Yeah, it has a little lock thing there to keep it from getting pressed when it's in the bottle, but then you have to know to twist the top too. So yeah, this is a leather fragrance, but it has a sort of like sort of a light, airy, maybe a little powdery, springy freshness to it. Has pink pepper, mandarin, grapefruit, cinnamon, cypress, and base notes of tonka bean, leather, coffee, and patchouli. So really nice. It wears well in warm weather. Okay, moving on. This is really the first of the real blue fragrances. This is Missoni Wave. This one is a citrus aromatic, so maybe not quite your standard blue fragrance, like, like shower gel type of smell. This one is a fairly recent one. It came out in 2020. It has top notes of C notes, citruses, mandarin, middle notes of lavender, sage, rosemary, and pelargonium, and then base notes vanilla, orchid, vetiver, patchouli, and oak moss.
It's really light.
Yeah, it's light, and I really like the way it smells. It has a sort of maybe a kind of an herbal aromatic touch to what would maybe otherwise be sort of a blue fragrance, but it wears well in the heat, and it's pretty reasonable. On Fragrance Buy, you can get it for about 50 bucks. On Fragrance Net, also for about 50 bucks.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a deal.
It's a deal. Okay, moving on here. This is a kind of a small size. It's hard to see the name on the bottle. I don't know if you can see it there. It's no, it's not going to come through. This is Boise de Yuzu by Karl Lagerfeld. It's an aromatic, spicy fragrance. This one is from about 2018. It has yuzu, ginger, bergamot, grapefruit, orange, mint, and rosemary in the top. So nice and fruity, aromatic. And then middle note is nutmeg, and base is moss and papyrus. So a nice green, sort of fruity, aromatic fragrance there. This one you can catch on Fragrance Buy for about $17.50 for a 50 ml size, and you can find it for around $23 on Fragrance Net for 100. So I would recommend that you get the 100. One thing I noticed,
it's really nice.
Yeah, when I first got this, the bottle is kind of tinted. It looks kind of dark and smoky, but when I first got it, it seemed a little bit more green, and I think I've had this for a year or so, and it seems like the liquid has gotten a little bit darker as it's aged.
Oh.
So, for just whatever it is. Now comes one of my personal favorites, Light Blue Forever. This is a Dolce & Gabbana, and man, if you like grapefruit fragrances, this is the one.
Yes.
This one is like picture realistic grapefruit. When you smell it, you definitely get a grapefruit vibe, like you just tore open a nice fresh grapefruit.
Yes.
Now, some people, they when they smell this, they because of the sourness of the grapefruit, they somehow think it smells kind of like a BO type of a thing. I don't get that. To me, it smells like straight up grapefruit. Has top notes of grapefruit and bergamot, then middle notes of ozonic notes and violet leaf that give it a little bit of a kind of a bitter tartness to it, and base notes of vetiver, white musk, and patchouli.
Yeah.
Now, it's not certain, but this one probably is discontinued, but it's still out there. So here and there you can find it still on some discounters like Fragrance Buy and Fragrance Net. Right now I couldn't find it on either of those, and one of my favorite eBay places though, I was able to find it still for $39.
Wow.
So
discontinued.
Oh. $39. If you are interested in this one, I suggest you jump on eBay and look for it now,
really good.
Because it comes and goes. Rumor is that it's been discontinued, but it still seems to be out there, at least in limited quantities here and there. I don't know. They always discontinue the good ones. It's crazy. Okay, and now comes another favorite. This one is like a twin to the Light Blue Forever. This is Light Blue Italian Love by Dolce & Gabbana. This one is pretty much like the other one, except they sort of changed the grapefruit note to make it a little bit more subtle, and added a few different notes to make it a little bit more kind of sparkly to your nose. This one has grapefruit and bergamot on the top. It has ozonic notes, green notes, violet leaf, and cashmeran, which kind of smooth things out for the middle. And then in the base, it has vetiver, musk, patchouli, and gaiac wood.
Yeah, and the grapefruit is indeed lighter.
Yeah, and it really, I don't know, between the two of them, I just love both of them. To me, honestly, I could go with either one. Now, currently, this one I couldn't find it on any of the discounters like Fragrance Buy, Fragrance Net, or Joma Shop, but it comes and goes. I did find it on eBay for as low as about $62, but mostly it's going for around $80. So this one doesn't really fall into the cheapy category right now, but it's still, just like in the last month, I had seen this one for around $50.
Oh.
So watch out for it, and if you can get a hold of it, you won't regret it.
No.
Okay, moving on to another fun one. This one, if nothing else, the bottle is fun. This is Pepe Jeans for Him, cocktail version. And there is a one for women that looks kind of like a martini glass. So don't get them mistaken. Although I think that either one could go either way for like unisex. This one came out in 2019. It's got top notes of yuzu, grapefruit, and violet leaf, kind of like something else we just talked about.
You can really smell the yuzu.
Yeah, you really can. Middle notes, ginger, cardamom, thyme, and base notes of moss, cedar, and dry wood. This one you can catch for about $30 on Fragrance Net and eBay right now.
Wow.
Now, this one, this is kind of the reason why I said go ahead and kind of still keep an eye out for the Italian Love. This one comes and goes also. Sometimes you can find it and you can find it pretty cheap. Then it starts to become scarce and the price goes up to 60, 80 or more dollars because a lot of people love it. But right now it's available in a couple different places on eBay and on FragranceNet for $30.
Okay.
So yeah, it's one of those keep an eye out for. But yeah, if you're curious about this one, I would catch one of these right now. This is a pretty cheap price for it, and the fact that it's available on FragranceNet is pretty amazing right now. Okay, this one's a fun one for warm weather. This one is Jimmy Choo Aqua. It's an aromatic fragrance, aromatic aquatic fragrance.
Oh.
And this one has caught a lot of popularity. It really sort of flies under the radar, and it's one that people probably would like a lot, even if they don't know the brand Jimmy Choo and they don't really follow it very much. Jimmy Choo has, I think, more fragrances that are good for women than they're known for their fragrances for men, but I like this one. It's a nice warm weather one, wears well in spring and summer. It's got aquatic notes in it that are, pleasant and not like overwhelming and sweet. Top notes are cardamom and grapefruit. Middle notes are seawater and clary sage. Base notes are patchouli and moss. So it's fairly simple. Mm-hmm. But it just comes across a really nice, smooth blend of everything. Very aquatic, kind of Caribbean, a little bit aromatic.
It's light.
Very nice. It's light, but not in a faint sort of a way. It's a light fragrance. Top notes, like I said, cardamom, grapefruit. Then you got seawater and clary sage for the middle, patchouli and moss in the bottom. $43 to $40. On Fragrance by Canada, $43, eBay and Joma Shop around $40. It's a good bargain.
Okay.
And get it while it lasts, because a lot of the Jimmy Choo fragrances sort of come and go, and there's no real warning that they're going to disappear. So if you're curious about this one, grab it while it's available.
Okay.
Okay, and one last one. I almost didn't include this one because the price varies a lot on it. And I got this for around $40. It's Rasasi Hawas for him. This is an aromatic aquatic and came out in 2015. So it's been around a while, and it's a pretty well-liked fragrance in the fragrance community.
So nice.
It is. It's got top notes of apple, bergamot, lemon, and cinnamon.
Oh, I can really smell the apple.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's fun about this one. The apple and cinnamon come through, but not like a cinnamon apple pie.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's different somehow. It's got watery notes, plum, orange blossom, and cardamom in the middle. I love the plum. Yeah. And then base notes are ambergris, musk, driftwood, and patchouli. Somehow the watery notes, ambergris and driftwood, really come together nice to give it a seaside sort of a feel to it. And then, like you said, the apple and stuff come through in the top in a really kind of a pleasing way. This one you can catch for around $47 on Fragrance by Canada. Wow. Currently, it's around like $87 though on FragranceNet. Oh, okay. Big difference.
Why?
I don't know. eBay though, you can catch it for about $48.
Oh, okay.
So back when I bought this one about a year ago, I think I got it for around $42.
Oh.
So it looks like it's stayed stable on Fragrance by Canada. Maybe just since FragranceNet's in the US, maybe just some of the prices of distribution in the US were a little bit higher. But they come and go. These prices, they vary a lot. So you have to keep a close eye on them. So that's why all the prices I mentioned here are current within the last 24 hours of doing this on February 22nd. So if you're interested in any of these at the prices that I've mentioned, hop on there and grab them now because things can change.
Okay.
Thanks a lot for joining us for our spring cheapies.
Okay, till next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.